Sound like Ernie Banks. Let's play two. Yeah, old-fashioned stuff here at PNC Park. The Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers playing a twilight doubleheader, the first of a four-game series. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk. The Pirates winless this year against the Brew Crew, trying to turn that around. They are 0-8. But right now, Bob, nobody can beat the Milwaukee Brewers.
No, they're maybe the hottest team right now that we could go up against. They're doing a little bit of everything very well. They're hitting, they're pitching well. They're winning some pitching duels now. You used to never see the Brewers really do that sort of thing. And now the road games are starting to fall in place for them. Look at the last 18, 13-5. That was another thing they couldn't do. Went on the road. They're turning everything around.
PNC achievement for the achiever in you. Yeah, the Brewers have opened up the largest division lead now in baseball, and due in large part to their two big boppers, Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, two MVP candidates this year.
Oh, two of the really the most dangerous bats in the game right now. And, you know, they don't know if they're going to have Prince Fielder next year, so they're trying to strike while the iron is hot. This is a year they are making their big push. They're making their run.
Clint Hurdle won't have a couple of relievers available for tonight's twilight doubleheader, so he needs some innings from his starters. Jeff Karstens gets the call in game one.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for Karstens to go as deep as he can in this ball game. As you can see, he's looking for some success against the Brewers, 0-4, but we need him this afternoon.
Lefty Chris Narveson was scratched from his previous start against the Pittsburgh Pirates because he lacerated his thumb in an odd incident, but he's a left-hander that can be tough.
Yeah, at times this year we really struggled against lefties, so this will be a little bit of a challenge for us, I think, and also the lineup, a little bit of a makeshift lineup this afternoon.
We'll take a look at that lineup. We'll have the first pitch for game one of this doubleheader from PNC Park in Pittsburgh as the Pirates try and beat the Brew Crew. Coming up next.
Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com, definitely worth the click, and by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go, Bucks!
Beautiful night for baseball for a doubleheader here in Pittsburgh. Jeff Karstens He's had some interesting moments over the years against the Milwaukee Brewers. He's not going to back down from anybody. He will get the call for game 1 of this twin bill. We'll take a look at the lineup that he will face. Ron Renicke's Brewers, 76 wins, 52 losses. It's Nyjer Morgan, Jerry Hairston Jr. and Ryan Braun. Then Prince Fielder hits cleanup. Mark Kotsay in right. Unieski Betancourt is the shortstop. George Kataris does the catching, with veteran Craig Counsell at third and Chris Narveson on the hill. Nyjer Morgan back in town.
He is having a very strong year for the Brewers. He's found a nice little niche in Milwaukee. Karsten's finishing up his warm-up tosses, having a great year. You see the ERA pretty good, looking for his first win against the Brewers. Even though he's never beat them, he seems to always come up with a pretty decent game. As you said, Greg, he doesn't back down. He go inside, do what it takes.
Here's the defense behind him. In the outfield, McCutcheon flanked by Ludwig in left, Tabata in right. Pierce and Wood on the corners, with Cedeno at short, Josh Harrison at second, and Michael McHenry behind the plate. Steve Pierce, fine defensive work at first base as always, but he wants to get that bat going as Nyjer Morgan steps in and takes ball 1.
Yeah, he might even be kind of a key to this game, but he has not hit since being recalled, really, and since coming off the rehab. He was hitting on rehab, so got to get Pierce, got to get that bat going against the left-handed starter tonight. I guess it's this afternoon or night, Greg.
Oh boy, you must have been listening to Steve and me the other day.
I've been
on radio.
going back and forth.
I
here.
know.
I'm not sure.
Steve calls this afternoon baseball. I said, well, then let's call it a Twi-Day doubleheader.
I've called it afternoon a couple of times already.
2-2. Says the Pirates are going to be playing an afternoon doubleheader. I said, what time do you think it'll be in the last out of the second game? The sun's still going to be peeking out.
Somewhere.
Strike 3.
Didn't wait long, did he? As always, Karsten's very aggressive going after that strike zone, and does it here. Look at our strike zone presented by Range Resources. That fastball supposed to be inside, up and in, and is tailed right back over the corner.
Well, Karsten's will now face Jerry Hairston Jr. Playing a lot of second base with Ricky Weeks still on the disabled list. Weeks was taking some ground balls earlier today, but still a ways away from returning. Strike on Hairston. One of a couple trades made before the deadline by Doug Melvin, who's done a really nice job with this Brewers club. Back not only in contention, but now with the biggest lead in all of baseball. The Brewers having won 22 of their last 25 games and winning away from Miller Park now, which was somewhat of a concern at the beginning of the year, and a line drive base hit for Hairston.
They've been getting some very good pitching, which has never been a Brewer strong suit, at least on a consistent basis, but getting it now. Strike zone presented by Range Resources. Had that one right on the inside corner, and Hairston able to turn on it. Get out of my kitchen.
Ron Reneke, we've talked about potential manager of the year candidates, and no question that Clint Hurdle should be strongly considered, and Kirk Gibson, I guess, with the Diamondbacks. But Ron Reneke has done fabulous work his first year as the Brewers skipper.
There are a couple of good candidates.
Ball 1 on Ryan Braun, having an MVP type season, along with the man on deck, Prince Fielder. This has been just an incredible duo. Two of the game's top sluggers back to back in a lineup. And a strike. 1-1. Talk about Karstens not backing down. You recall he hit Ryan Braun, what was it, 2 or 3 seasons back in a game in Milwaukee. Braun was upset that they didn't retaliate. They waited until the next time the Brewers were in Pittsburgh several weeks later before they plunked Karstens when he was at the plate.
See, now I don't think that he hit Braun on purpose either. But if I'm Braun, I don't think that really makes a difference, because the situation, you know, that called for, you know, you got to protect your star. Yeah, that's just the way it is. But you saw Braun, I remember, standing in left field kind of with his arms in the air, like
in disbelief,
yeah,
right? That they couldn't.
That Karstens is hitting and nobody's doing anything about it. And as a pitcher, you know the rules. You have an idea, like, wow, man, I might get thrown at here, and you're kind of on your toes. You're looking for it. Most of the time, you're going to accept it and go on down to first.
Reaching out, a fly ball to shallow left field. That ball is going to be caught. Beautiful play by Cedeno. Throw to first. Nearly doubled up Hairston. Fabulous catch made and left by Cedeno.
Well, that was just a great defensive play. You know what was also really impressive on this, Greg? How about the throw he puts to first base?
Absolutely perfect.
One hopper right there. Real close. And Hairston, he's in a tough spot right now. He's got to go down at least far enough that the ball falls. And as it say, a one hopper, he's got to be able to get to second. He doesn't want to get forced out. Wow, that was close play.
Cedeno now moves over to the right side of second base. They employ this overshift for Fielder, so that Brandon Wood becomes the lone man between second and third, and he's really cheated more towards second, so Fielder has all that left side of the infield available. Prince Fielder, 98 RBIs to lead the league. One ball, one strike. Barrel Automotive League leaders times on base in the National League this season. We just saw Joey Votto of the Reds, Fielder behind him, and Andrew McCutchen in the top 5. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click.
I was amazed when I looked up and saw what Votto's on base percentage was.
Ball popped up toward left, a foul ball.
That would have been a pretty amazing base hit if that would have. Look at him smiling.
He's even laughing.
Well, you know, everybody in the dugout over there is probably yelling at him.
Look at this.
No, there's nobody playing over there, so it couldn't be caught. But if that hit fair territory, and you know he's the big, strong, tough guy over there. I mean, that's the role he plays. The bullpen, or not the bullpen, the dugout was just, I'm sure the Brewer dugout just yelling at him as he was going back to the plate.
Such a weak pop up. Look at that. Strike 3 call. Jeffrey Wayne Karstens strikes out Morgan to start the inning, and big Prince Fielder looking to end the top of the first inning.
Ball came right back and caught the inside corner. Great movement, better location.
check now the Toyota starting lineup for the Pirates. Jose Tabata, Josh Harrison, Andrew McCutchen. Good speed, 1, 2, 3. Ryan Ludwig hits cleanup. Steve Pearce plays first base and bats fifth. Ronnie Cedeno at short. Brandon Wood will play third base at game 1 with Michael McHenry catching and Jeff Karstens on the hill.
Narveson had to miss a little bit of time after cutting his hand pretty bad. Restringing his glove. That's the way he did it.
Working with a pair of scissors in the clubhouse one day, just a couple of days before his scheduled start against the Pirates in Milwaukee 2 weeks ago, and sliced up that thumb, had stitches. Bullpen session the other day, he was cleared by Ron Renicky. Bounced to short, Betancourt. And in case you missed our pregame, our HEH Sports Medicine Injury Update, Kevin Correa joins Paul Mahalam. 2 starters down, placed on the 15-day disabled list. Strained left oblique.
See Correa trying to get loose and so he could stretch out and get a sideline done, and couldn't get it done. Harrison in playing a little second base. Neil Walker getting the first game off.
One of the reasons, there are several, why the Pirates are 0-8 this season against the Milwaukee Brewers. Andrew McCutchen and Neil Walker have been almost completely stymied by the Brewers pitching staff. McCutchen batting just .156 against them this season, 5 out of 32. Walker with just 4 hits in the season series against the Brewers. As Bob said, it's another reason why Milwaukee is starting to run away with the division. They've added a strong pitching staff to the mix.
He used to just, as soon as you would play the Brewers over the last few years, it was all about, wow, can we control their hitters?
Josh Harrison, a fly ball to deep left field. Braun is back, cannot make the catch. Harrison is motoring around second. He is heading to third, and he is safe. Great throw at third, but he beat the wrap. A triple for Harrison.
That's a great hustle. Came at a perfect time with 1 out. If you're ever going to take a chance to get to third base, that's when you want to do it. Take a look at the location. Strike zone presented by Range Resources. It was down and in. Looked like Braun timed his jump pretty well. Just couldn't get high enough. And look, he kind of jogged after it coming off the wall. Looked up, saw Harrison, picked up the pace, but it was too late. Harrison's in there. And now
that one hop throw from the warning track, Ryan Braun.
Oh, he's got an arm.
Had he hustled a little bit, he'd have been out at third. But man, an absolute bullet strike that nearly nailed Harrison, who's at third with 1 away.
Came up as a third baseman, and third basemen always have those strong arms, and he put it on display there.
There's a long way from the warning track to third base here. Now McCutchen takes a strike.
But I think it caught him by surprise when Harrison went to third base. He wasn't expecting that.
0-2. McCutchen with 74 RBIs. And now the infield with 2 strikes will come in. They played back until it got to 2 strikes, and he bounces it to short. And McCutchen fails to bring home the run. Harrison still at third.
It didn't pay off to get to third base, but it's what you have to do. There is 1 out right now. If there's an opportunity to go, you take it, and he did, and he made it.
Nearly at his first home run. Instead, it's his first career big league triple.
Braun did put on a strong throw.
Ludwig, a fly ball to Braun in left. And toward left center, it's going to be Morgan who makes the catch. Nyjer Morgan puts it away in left center. Do you think the Brewers' success will continue into the postseason? Text 1, 2, or 3 to vote. 412-412 to cast that vote. 1 for yes, 2 for no. 3, the Brewers won't make the postseason. First pitch swinging, the veteran Mark Kotsay fouls this ball off.
Well, I'm not going to vote 3, and I would like to say they're going to have success, but I don't trust them yet. You know what I mean, Greg?
Half swing, soft, base hit for Kotsay.
I mean, I've been all through the pregame and everything singing their praises about how not only are they hitting now, they're pitching, they're winning some pitching duels, they're winning on the road. But I don't know, you just feel better, going with a couple of teams that had a lot of experience, good experience. And that's the Phillies for sure. And then I just think if the Giants get back in there somehow, if they start scoring some runs, that pitching of theirs would be awfully tough.
Another soft pop up. Betancourt retired.
That's a tough vote for me.
412-412. 1 for yes. The Milwaukee success continues in the playoffs. 2 for no. 3 won't make the playoffs. 412-412. Text 1, 2, or 3 to cast your vote. Right now, no winning by a large margin.
I say they get through the first round, but beating the Phillies is still very tough with that starting pitching that the Phillies have. There's my prediction.
So Bob punches in what?
Maybe.
Maybe. You're covered. It sounds like the whole explanation, you've covered yourself nicely.
As always.
I think that when all is said and done, when the postseason is gone and Root has you on TV, and Bob, you called it.
Exactly. No doubt in my mind.
George Gutierrez, count of 2-0. Another left-hand hitter. 5 of them in the lineup against Karstens. And 2-1. Gutierrez and Jonathan Lucroy, a pretty decent catching tandem for the Brewers. Bounce to Pierce. He's always aggressive over at first. Guns to second. Back to first. Karstens can't hang on to the relay throw from Cedeno.
was a great job by Pierce. A perfect feed to second base. Right on the money. Made it nice and easy for Cedeno. And no, Jeff just dropped the ball. Yeah, it's a little bit behind him. Jeff's got to catch that.
2 outs for Craig Counsell. Kataris at first, 2 outs. Craig Counsell turned 41 years old yesterday. What a popular player he is in Milwaukee. Back in his second stint, his 5th year, this go round with the Brewers. One and two.
This slow curveball has really become a mainstay of Karsten's. He used to just kind of show it now and then, but he uses it an awful lot now. Most of the time it's in the high 60s.
Oh, just missed with that fastball.
I'm going to call that the San Diego curve. 68 to 71 all
About
the time.
The same temperature, yeah. Bounce to second. 4-3 on the putout. Jeff Karsten's a couple of scoreless innings. Move to the bottom of the second. 0-0.
On Root Sports is sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
And Jeff Karstens went back in the dugouts trying to explain to Ray Searage how he missed that ball, the relay throw from Cedeno off the side of his glove. But he was able to get Counsell to the top of the second. Brewers fans on hand. No, maybe not. That's a Prince Fielder and a cookie.
I think
and a
that's a
donut.
Pirate fan.
Well, say what you want about his size.
Prince
The
Fielder
guy can hit.
Remember a couple of years ago he came out and I think it was in spring training, said he had become a vegetarian.
Yeah. It's funny how nobody talks about that size as much anymore, huh?
It's all about performance. It doesn't matter. I've seen struggling pitchers that, well, wow, this guy's out of shape. And then, you know, did they ever say that about Sid Fernandez or a lot of guys that are probably a little on the hefty side? That
I don't hear them say that about CC Sabathia at all.
If you get them out, doesn't matter. If you don't get them out or you can't hit, then they're going to be on you.
Yeah.
The Panda out in San Francisco. When he hits, nobody says anything about it. When he doesn't, they get on about it. Cut down his bamboo.
Ball and 2 strikes to Pierce. 21 games since coming off the DL with the strained right calf. Just 3 hits and 35 at bats. This is his 6th start since coming back from the DL. And it's a full count. Here's Cedeno and Wood against Narveson. Lined right at third.
Hit it hard. It's a good sign. Really expected Pierce to come off that disabled list hot the way he was swinging the bat on rehab. Didn't happen.
Counsell puts away the line drive. And now Cedeno. Cedeno batting .253 for the season and hitting .409 against Brewers pitching. We talked about the struggles of some players in the Pirates lineup, in particular McCutchen and Walker, but that's not the case with Cedeno this year. Pops this ball way up there. Second base, Hairston. High pop up. A liner, a pop to second, 2 away, and now Brandon Wood.
Number 2, Brandon Wood.
Look at those socks, Greg.
Go home.
With an old time look.
Steve Blass socks.
Oh, those are Steve Blass's socks. Oh, yeah, I have seen Steve wear something similar.
A little cool for those socks for Steve. He likes to wait till about 90, 95 with those bad boys on, right?
Yep. Wear them down in Anna Marie Island. With shorts. He's pretending he doesn't know he's on TV.
Move the water so you get the full look. You don't get any distractions. Base hit to left for Brandon Wood.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources, and wow, that was a pretty good pitch. On the black at the knees, gave up a hit. Put the wood to it.
Brandon Wood was 0 for 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. Starts off this doubleheader, his first at bat with a single to left, and now Michael McHenry. Henry started Saturday night against the Reds. Was 0 for 2, walked a couple of times. Doman has gotten the bulk of the starts behind the plate over the past week or so.
He's been hitting the ball pretty well. He's been hitting a lot of cleanup when he's in the lineup.
we'll see Domet start game 2 against Zach Greinke. Pirates will send Brad Lincoln to the hill in the nightcap.
All the injuries the Pirates have had this year, that lineup has gone through a few different transformations. What is it, 8 different catchers we've used? 7, 9, 5, 6, 7.
2-2-2.
It's been a real test. Test of the catching depth.
Now 3-1. Michael McHenry. Pirates and Brewers meeting for the 9th time this season. This is the second series at PNC Park. Walk. 3-1 offering. 2 aboard. This doubleheader was precipitated because of the rainout back on April the 12th. And the Pirates then dropped the next 2 ball games by scores of 6-0 and 4-1. You know their troubles in Milwaukee. They've done better against the Brewers here at PNC Park. Karstens with 4 hits and 40 at bats this season. And 2 RBIs. Wood at second, McHenry at first. Chris Narveson trying for his 9th win of the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Narveson has walked 50 in 134 innings. He has struck out 109. He's a former 2nd-round pick of the Cardinals in 2000 out of the University of Phoenix. Now 29 years old, from Englewood, Colorado. And second baseman Hairston sneaks in behind Wood. Narveson was traded to Colorado in the Larry Walker deal from St. Louis in August of 2004, then on to the Boston Red Sox along with catcher Charles Johnson for Byung-Hyun Kim in late March of 2005. And now 1-2 on his mound opponent. Cardinals picked him back up off waivers in August of that year, 2005. He would pitch 5 games for the Cardinals the following summer in 06, and then signed by Milwaukee as a free agent before the 08 campaign. This is the anniversary of his first major league win, exactly 2 years ago as a reliever against the Washington Nationals in D.C. He's been a pretty good pickup for the Brewers. Good guy to kind of round out the rotation. Chris Narveson went 12-9 last year. Ball 3. How about this? 3-2. First and second, 2 outs in the second. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Wood and McHenry will take off. Narveson gets Karstens. Pirates leave 2-0. Pirates.tv. See every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Xavier Paul not starting in game 1. And how about this? The all-you-can-eat seats at PNC Park.
How about Don? A little bit in the lead there. 2 burgers, 4 hot dogs, and a nachos.
That's a hot dogs nat counter.
Where is Barron? Where you at? You better start eating.
He'll come in late.
You know the thing about this too.
Strong
they got
finish.
18 innings.
Yeah.
What a great night for the all-you-can-eat seats. 18 innings to eat. Nothing better than that.
It's $35 for those all-you-can-eat seats, and you get all the hot dogs, burgers, nachos, salad, popcorn, peanuts, peanut butter-filled pretzels, ice cream, soda.
If you're buying all-you-can-eat seats, how many salads are you going to eat? I'm not sure about that.
I don't think you'd have a lot, but maybe you start yourself out with a salad. Possible. You know it's available, and you can go back as often as you like.
What was that again? Hot dogs, nachos, burgers, salads,
popcorn, peanuts, peanut butter filled pretzels, ice cream, soda.
You gotta start off with the ice cream.
All for one low price. H.K. Anderson pretzels, all you can eat seats. And those guys are keeping an ongoing counter.
Piping hot, fresh and delicious. You know you.
Fresh and delicious.
Hot dogs right here.
Yeah.
You know you want one. Piping hot, fresh and delicious.
Strike 3 called on the pitcher Narveson.
I love the ballpark, huh? Nothing like it.
Root Sports, will Milwaukee success continue in the playoffs? Our Root Sports text poll question. And again, you can still vote 412-412. Cast your vote. Will the Brewers' success continue? Right now, no leads, but yes, making up ground. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 won't make the playoffs. Niger Morgan, ball 1.
So you think they'll probably play the Braves, I guess, first round? Is that the way that works?
Yeah. If the season were to end today, I guess so, huh? There's a slow curveball, 2-1.
Interesting matchup, the Braves.
Nice backhand play by Josh Harrison, and then a pick handled by Pierce.
Him a long hop. Pierce didn't stretch out. He stayed back on the back, gave himself a nice long look at that bounce pass.
Josh Harrison on the backhand.
Not sure he meant to bounce it over there like that. Worked out okay.
Getting the start at second base for Neil Walker in game 1, and Steve Pierce. There's never been a question about his defensive abilities at first base. There's a liner toward the gap in left center field. And that splits the outfielders McCutchen and Ludwig. Jerry Hairston singled in the first, doubles here in the third.
Just put it on a little bit of a tee for him there. Got it right elevated out over the plate.
He is in scoring position now for Ryan Braun.
That's kind of the way when you think about it. Carson's pitched all year. Nobody on base. I mean, he will go at the heart of the strike zone. Try to be efficient, keep his pitch count down, and get somebody in scoring position. And then he'll start off at the edges and stay there. That's why, even though he's given up a lot of home runs this year, they're basically all solo shots.
19 of 21 solo home runs. Braun popped out to shallow left. Ronnie Cedeno made the catch. '81 runs batted in, tied for 5th most in the league.
That's San Diego pitch.
Batting leaders in the National League. Ray is still on the DL. Braun, a .319 career hitter against Karstens, and headed up the middle, but that's where they had Jay Hay played. Right behind second base to retire Braun. Go to the bottom of the 3rd, 0-0. Fuel your passion for WVU and Marshall football this fall with wild and wonderful sports on Root Sports. It all kicks off August 30th with a press conference of new football head coach Dana Holgorsen. Check out rootsports.com for all the details. Top of the order, Jose Tabata against Narveson. He talked at the press conference yesterday after the announcement of the long-term extension that, yeah, he did feel a responsibility now that he was locked up for a lot of years, and the commitment on both sides. He said, every night I have to come out to play and help my team win, find a way to help my team win. And then he went out and promptly singled in his first at bat, lined out to right field his second at bat, tripled off the wall his third at bat, lined out to left his last at bat. Lines this ball to right field. Jose Tabata will be at second base with a stand-up double.
Ever since he signed that contract, nothing but bullets. Pow. Be out there in right field for a long, long time. He loves to hit that way too. That's his spot for offense as well as defense now.
Josh Harrison, the corners are in, and Harrison shows bunt, takes a pitch in the dirt. His first big league triple in his first at bat, but was stranded there.
really locked into going the other way. Saw this ball away from him, and I think just didn't realize that, yeah, it's away, but it's way high also, almost shoulder high. Wants to move the runner.
Two and one. Harrison making his first start since Tuesday against the Cardinals. Finds this a one-hop smash to Betancourt. Certainly stayed with that one.
Did not get top of the third base. Tabata had to retreat in a hurry to get back to second. Oh, was hit on a hop.
Betancourt handles that one hop shot, and now it is Andrew McCutchen. Our day key matchup of the day. Career against Narveson. Andrew McCutchen 5 out of 14. Last 5 games overall for McCutchen, hitting .400 with a pair of homers, 6 RBIs.
He's been swinging the bat pretty well of late, but he hasn't hit the Brewers all that well, as you mentioned earlier. See what wins out.
Two and 0. There's a strike on Andrew McCutchen. Came to the plate with Josh Harrison at third base. 1 out in the first inning. The infield initially was playing back, and then when the count got to 0-2, the Brewers brought the infield in. And this popped up. Shortstop. Betancourt makes that play. So Tabata still at second, and now with 2 outs for Ludwig. Ludwig playing in his 20th game since being acquired from the Padres. Hit a ball to the warning track in left center field to end the first inning. Sent Nigel Morgan back toward the fence.
Are you sure that was Nigel? I had it written down as a fly out to left.
No. Left center.
Oh.
There's Derek Lee on the disabled list. Oh, and 1 on Ludwig. Ludwig, 10 hits and 24 at bats when batting 4th for the Pirates. A .417 average. Modest 4-game hitting streak going for him. Narveson has him in the hole 0-2. Talking about the outfield configuration. And going forward, as soon as Alex Presley gets back, no secret that he'll be playing a lot of left field, and Clint Hurdle has already had a conversation with Ludwig about what that means in terms of his playing time. Hurdle has also said it would give them an opportunity to occasionally rest McCutchen in center. And it's a fair ball and an easy play for Kataris to throw to fielder to retire the side. 0-0 through 3.
The Pirate Charities hosted an event at Nakama Japanese Steakhouse. Now, it was to raise money for Pirates Charities and Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. He brought along a lot of Pirates, including Clint Hurdle, Andrew McCutcheon, Charlie Morton. They were on hand and they were put to work. They had to roll sushi. They worked on the hibachi tables, signed autographs for donations. When I asked J-Mac about the event, he said, "What, you didn't hear? I'm a sushi chef. I'm so good, I'm looking into buying sushi equipment." I then asked him, what kind of sushi equipment do you need? And he goes, "I don't know, but I'm getting it." Guys?
Okay, Lacey, thanks. It was a great night last night at Nakama, and there were obviously a bunch of buccos on hand. Steve Pearce takes control, and a big out. Prince Fielder, the big man, retired on one pitch. So many of Carson's teammates, including James McDonald and others, had a really good time, a packed place. The folks at Nakama couldn't have been happier with the event, and obviously Cystic Fibrosis and Pirates Charities. And Jeff and his fiancee Jessica deserve a lot of credit for all the work they put into it. Ground ball quickly. Going to be 2 outs despite the boot.
It's just a good block is all that is. Nice save.
Kick save and a beauty.
Results that count. Don't have to always make them pretty.
A few years ago, that would have been an error Kotsay would have reached, but not anymore.
Saying he's lost a step.
Just a bit. Strike on Betancourt. Soft pop up to Harrison in the second. And past Brandon Wood into left.
Off the end of the bat. We didn't hit it all that hard. Just well placed.
George Kataris, 2 outs and a man aboard.
San Diego pitcher. He really likes to use that even behind in the count. Just to get a strike.
And that ball headed toward the line. That's a fair ball. And stays.
Thank you very much.
Out of play. So they'll have to send Betancourt back or keep him there. He saw third base coach Ed Cedar with the stop sign up as Cedar didn't want Betancourt racing toward home, realizing it was a ground rule double.
And if that ball or if that fence along the side was just a little bit higher, they'd probably scored a run there. Hopped over it, out of play, 2 bases.
Craig Counsell will be walked intentionally. Counsell grounded out to end the second.
Harbison struck out looking his first time up.
Counsell had to endure that 45 at-bat hitless string earlier this season. Finally came to an end August the 5th in Houston. AT&T Mobility trivia question. And yesterday Craig Counsell celebrated his 41st birthday. Who are the only 2 players in the National League who are older than Craig Counsell?
Arthur Rhodes.
That's one, I'm sure. Ball one on the pitcher, Narveson. Struck out looking his first time up.
Might be another old pitcher in somebody's bullpen.
Narveson, a career .230 hitter. Three aboard, 2 outs. 4th inning of game 1. In there for a strike 2.
Beautifully done. Just right on the outside corner, downstairs at the knees.
Karstens was at the plate in the 2nd inning with runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 outs, and he struck out against Narveson. And now Narveson at the plate with the bases loaded, and he lines this into right field. That slow curveball. A 2-run single for the pitcher Narveson on a 1-2 pitch. 2-0 Milwaukee.
That didn't work as good against the pitchers as it is against the regulars. He took a pretty nice swing at it also. Wasn't in a really bad spot. You watch the glove. McHenry was going to have to catch that ball with the glove touching the dirt.
Chris Narveson foils the Pirates' strategy. After the intentional walk, he singles home Betancourt and Gutierrez. Counsel to 3rd. Strike called on Niger Morgan. In the air to right, Tabata over. And that does it for the Brewers. The pitcher, Narveson, helps his own cause with a 2-run single.
Baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
Jeff Carsons gave up the 2-run single to Narveson, and obviously unhappy when he went back to the dugout. Bucks trailed 2-0. And the trivia question. Yesterday, Craig Counsell celebrated his 41st birthday. The only 2 players in the National League older. Arthur Rhodes has to be one. Who's the other? Takaishi Saito leads Brewers. Our AT&T trivia question.
Who's the oldest guy in baseball, you think? Is it Wakefield? How old is Timmy now? Mid-40s? If you're 45, is that late 40s or?
Oh, brother, gotta get rocking on that one. He's got an interesting theory on that, doesn't he?
Yeah, anything over like 41 is late.
Yeah. Wakefield turned 45 August 2nd, the trailer tells us. There's a fly ball to center. Niger Morgan. One up and one down.
Watch the backswing.
Oh, sheesh.
That didn't feel too good.
No kidding. No, that didn't feel too good.
Here, take another look.
Whap. Trainer coming out and checking on Gutierrez.
Let's see that.
Interesting AGH cam look.
Yeah, this will give us a real good look. Maybe most caught the edge of the mask.
Another pop-up. Cedeno to Braun. 2 outs. Brings up Brandon Wood, who singled after 2 were out in the second.
It's not going to be a very comfortable sun field from here until the sun gets down.
That reaction by Braun, exactly what Bob's talking about there. He just looked up again, shook his head like, whew, this is a tough one.
You know, it's odd, Greg. You can see the difference in the shadows from, say April and May till now. Early in the year, the center fielder's looking dead into the sun. Now here late in the summer, the way the sun has moved. You have the left fielder. Niger doesn't have to look straight into it.
We're talking a lot about it over the weekend with the DirecTV blimp here for the series about this ballpark, and that it's just another neat feature that the city looks different as you go along. The wind conditions as the summer moves into autumn. Around this time of year and through the rest of the season, it's as clear as ever most nights. So picturesque. All backhanded by Counsell. On to first. A 1-2-3-4 for Narveson. Has a 2-0 lead. Game 1 of this twin bill. Brewers leading 2-0. Game 1 of the twin bill. Narveson against Karstens. The difference so far, the Narveson 2-run single. Pitch count almost identical.
Yeah, 2 pitches different. But 2 runs different. It's hurting right now. But Karsten's just 60 pitches through 4 innings. Hopefully continue this effort. Get through 7 at least.
Hairston has singled and doubled. One ball, 1 strike. Hairston acquired from the Washington Nationals before the deadline. Trade for a minor league outfielder.
Kind of ironic that they have played so well without Weeks in the lineup. And Weeks obviously a very quality hitter.
Two and two.
Must have been just a little off the plate.
Got him swinging. Ricky Weeks on the disabled list.
Yeah, it really wasn't very pretty. It looked like he might be out for the season.
I couldn't believe it was just a sprain. It was ugly, almost Kendall-like. Remember Jason Kendall, that horrific injury suffered at Three River Stadium back in the late 90s. Weeks has been taking ground balls, but has not started a rehab yet down in the minors. Two 2-0 on Braun. Two and 1 the count. So again, Weeks at least getting involved in some baseball activity. Taking some ground balls over at second base.
Whoop, take that one very well.
Pop up, Pierce. Braun 0 for 3 against Karsten so far, and Prince Fielder 0 for 2.
Taking care of the big guns.
The other day in New York, Tim Burdack, the lefty, brushes back Prince Fielder, and then Fielder grounds out and apparently was upset at himself, and Burdack said something to him, and in between, the Mets catcher gets involved, and then Jerry Hairston starts yelling at somebody. And who was it? It was his brother Scott. Now playing for the Mets.
It was just a misunderstanding. Come on. He's yelling at him. I'm going to tell Mom.
To center field, back McCutchen. 1-2-3 for Jeff Karstens. The difference, a 2-run single by the pitcher Narveson. Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, Michael McHenry, Jeff Karstens, Jose Tabata will face Narveson, who has given up just 3 hits, a 1-out double to Josh Harrison in the 1st, a 2-out single to Brandon Wood in the 2nd, and a leadoff double by Jose Tabata in the 3rd. Narveson has set down 6 in a row. McHenry walked in the 2nd. So Narveson showing no ill effects from that cut thumb. His first start since that odd baseball injury. A pair of scissors slicing that thumb as he's trying to fix his glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. What's the oddest baseball injury you can recall, Bob? And there have been
by
a
baseball
ton over the
injury,
years.
well, a baseball player getting hurt?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me think on that one for a second.
I mean, the Glenn Allen Hill one comes to mind.
Ooh, yeah.
And I know that's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, he was attacked by spiders.
Well, in his dream, in his nightmare.
Well, that can be just as real, Frank.
So he fell on a glass table, cut himself. Takes care of McHenry. Quick work there. Brings up Karstens. I remember Chris Brown, who spent a little bit of time in the Pirates minor league system, once slept on his eye funny and missed some time. Remember Jeff Juden a few years back, the pitcher missed a start when a tattoo he got prior to the season opener got infected. Strike on Karstens.
This one's not really funny, but it happened. Bobby Ojeda trimming his hedges. Cut his couple of his pitching fingers off.
Yeah.
But really didn't miss that much time. They sewed him back on, and
it's not like it was a career ender.
No, what you would think it would be.
Yeah.
I think there was another player that did the same thing. It was a shortstop. Was it Butch Metzger?
Yes, I think he did.
Was that
I think
a
Butch
giant?
Metzger did. I think you're right. Obviously, Coy Hill is a guy too. Has come back from nearly having. Well, he did for a while. After a saw accident, Coy Hill's fingers partially detached. Fly out to right, 2 down.
I think Ron Gant did something, and then it ended up he broke his leg riding a motorcycle. But remember, there was some kind of a fake thing
that
right. He came up
with. Yeah, and then they had to tell the truth.
Yeah, and then he ended up being released.
Yeah. Bucko fans, we want to hear your questions about the game. Text the keyword booth, followed by your question, your name to 412-412. We'll ask your question to Bob Walk a little later in the game. Remember, message and data rates may apply.
Doug Drapick got hurt one time. He didn't miss any time, but he showed up the next day with 2 severely black eyes. And the story. This is the story.
Okay.
It was in Montreal. He and Brian Fisher were at a Tony Roma rib joint. And he got up and hit his elbow on the corner of the chair, and it hurt so bad he passed out, and then hit his forehead between his eyes straight on the floor, on the table leg, and that's how he got the. That was the story.
Jeez. Sounds like he's playing putt-putt.
I don't know, but
through the windmill.
Yeah, and
through the clown's mouth.
There we go. There's one through the windmill.
Yeah. 2-out single. How about when I remember Brett Barbary, a longtime utility infielder, missed a game. He accidentally rubbed chili juice in his eye, had gotten on his fingers, and he rubbed chili, and so he missed some ball games.
I don't know if I'd miss a game for that, but I've done that.
Oh, yeah?
Chopping up some jalapenos or something and forget. But, I mean, that's kind of over with in a while.
A Pirate, Oliver Perez, a few years ago in St. Louis, was so upset about one of his starts, went into the clubhouse and kicked a laundry cart in the clubhouse at Busch Stadium, and he was out for a while with a couple of broken toes.
The King Gypsy just reminded me one that this one was really crazy. Vince Coleman getting his foot caught in the.
It was in the playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
the
in
tarp.
the tarp, the motorized tarp that they have for the infield.
Yeah.
Which I could never understand. I never saw how it happened. I don't know if anyone had any video, but it's not like that thing moves real fast.
No, the fastest guy in baseball.
Yeah, it's
caught
like
by a tarp. It's going like a half mile an hour.
Yeah, it's like not even walking speed. That's how these things fast they go. And they got run over by it. that could be the most unusual.
Yeah.
Fastest guy in baseball run over by the rain tarp.
Those
used to have a mechanical one over at Three Rivers.
They come up from out of the ground. Forbes Field also.
Well, that must have been state of the art in Forbes Field days to have something like that. It was like space age.
Yeah.
There was some place, it was back in the 60s. For some reason, I want to say it was Oakland, but I don't know. Where baseballs came up out of the ground behind the umpire. He would walk back and a thing would come up out of the ground and he would select baseballs out of it and then it would disappear back down to the ground.
That's wild.
Or I might have dreamed it. I don't know.
I like it. Guys, didn't John Smiley slam his hand in a cab door in New York? It's from Tom. Text the booth question.
Absolutely not. It was Atlanta.
Thank you, Tom. Line to left. Josh Harrison with his second hit. He's hit the ball hard 3 times.
He's making things happen in that lineup.
You know, when he starts, the Pirates are 17-10 this season. The AGH cam look at the Josh Harrison base hit to left, the rookie. He's been up and down 3 times between the Pirates and the minor league Indianapolis Indians club. And now another opportunity for McCutchen with men in scoring position. And came to the plate in the first inning with Harrison at third and 1 out. The infield was back initially until it got to 2 strikes, and Ron Renneke had his infield come in, and McCutchen hit a ball to the shortstop Betancourt. Last time up with Tabata at second and 1 out, he popped to short. Now with just 5 hits in 34 at-bats on the year against Brewers pitching for McCutchen. You have to figure he is due. 1 ball, 1 strike. Narveson has thrown 76 pitches. Don't know what the pitch count would be for him. Just foul. McCutchen came to the plate again in the first inning. Harrison at third, 1 out. And this after 2 strikes, they brought the infield in. Ryan Ludwig followed and flied out.
Nice block.
2-2.
Kataris, it was almost like he knew the ball was going to bounce. You know, early he gets the knees down, leaves the glove down in the dirt, just allows that ball to come up and hit him in the chest.
Talbot and Harrison aboard. Good speed on the bases. 2-2 pitch, and it's 3-2.
Change up to the row.
Pirates 0 for 6 with men in scoring position so far. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Runners will go on this pitch, and it's popped up to center field. Morgan makes the catch. Through 5, it remains 2-0 Brewers. Opportunities with men in scoring position. Kotsay at the plate, shows bunt, takes ball 1. Kotsay 1 for 2. One of 6 Brewers hits.
Looked like Karstens with a pretty good changeup of his own right there. Kotsay swinging through.
Second base, and Harrison on to first. Florida Marlins will be visiting PNC Park, take on the Pirates. Middle game of that series, Saturday, September the 10th, 7:05, the final Zambelli Fireworks night of the year. It's also an Eaton Park scratch and win Saturday. All fans get a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. Go to pirates.com for tickets. The final Zambelli Fireworks night of the season is Saturday, September the 10th, following that 7:05 game against the Fish. Ball and a strike on Betancourt. Has popped up, singled, and scored. He came over from the Royals along with Zach Greinke. Milwaukee sent a bunch of players to get Greinke and Betancourt. And as they said when they made that trade, Doug Melvin, the GM, ball fouled out of play. Mark Attanasio, the owner, said, "We're going for it." 2-2 count with 1 away in the 6th.
They've accomplished one thing for sure. They got hot at the right time and able to create that separation. The most of any division right now.
Brewers at 76 and 52 will match their season wins total, their next victory from last year. Popped up. Wood makes the play. They won 77, lost 85 last year. PNC achievement we talked about at the outset. They've won 13 of their last 18 road games after starting out 16 and 31 since July the 6th. They've got the best record in baseball, 31 and 10.
Look at team ERA 245. The road games are starting to win on the road now, which they struggled with, especially very early in the year.
Bouncing ball, diving stop. Harrison to first. Nice play. Josh Harrison. And all over the place on that baseball field. Robbing Kataris of a hit. Moments ago, thanks to Josh Harrison.
Very nice play. Get to your feet. Got a catcher running. Not too fast. Take your time. Nicely done. You're right. He is all over the place today.
He's just a spark plug when he's in that lineup. And then Hurdle has him in there at second base in game one. Who knows what the game two lineup will look like. Could see him play third base. He's gotten some starts there, certainly.
In the middle of the season, when he was getting some time, with same time Darno was out there and Presley. And of course, McCutcheon still on the field on an everyday basis. There was quite a lot of speed on this team then. You throw in Xavier Paul. Tabata. More speed on the roster this year than a long time. There has been always, a fast guy here or there, but the depth of our speed players is greater than ever.
Ludwig down on strikes, 3 Ks for Narveson. Tabata and Harrison. Pierce has lined out to third and fly to center. Ball hit into the seats left field side. On the year, Pierce hitting just .222 against lefties. So overall average .211.
We have a problem health-wise.
It's that finger, perhaps. Well, no, that's the finger, not the thumb, is what was cut.
It looks like maybe a nail problem.
He's thrown 85 pitches. Ron Renicky now going to come out.
Does he do something? Look at his hand? Or yeah, there he looking down at his hand.
Roger Kaplinger, the head trainer, and Renicky, and they're going to get him out of there. Pitching coach Rick Kranitz came out. Narveson gives them 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball on just 5 hits. Cameron Lowe will come on to relieve Narveson. He'll have as much time as he needs. Big righty Lowe coming in.
Sports is sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Here is a game summary tonight for Game 1 of this twilight doubleheader. Chris Narveson not only pitched well, in line to get the win, 5 1/3, bullpen taking over, but also a 2-run single in the 4th, accounting for the only 2 runs of the game. Jeff Karstens, 6 innings, 6 hits, just those 2 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. The Bucks 0 for 7 with men in scoring position. In the 4th inning, the Pirates elected to intentionally walk Craig Counsell to load the bases with 2 outs, and then on a 1-2 pitch, a curveball from Karstens, and the pitcher Narveson delivers the 2-run single, scoring Betancourt and Kataris. Betancourt reacts to the pitcher getting the base hit, and he leaves with either a nail or finger issue there. And Cameron Lowe takes over, inheriting a 1-ball, 1-strike count. There are the numbers for Cameron Lowe this season.
doing a good job throwing strikes.
6'8", 240 pounds. Well, the Pirates had opportunities. There is McCutchen with the runner at third, one out, infield in, ground out to the shortstop. Ludwig followed with a fly ball to the warning track in left center field in the third inning after a leadoff double by Tabata. Harrison bounces to the left side of the infield. Tabata has to hold. McCutchen follows, pops up to short. And then Ludwig with 2 outs. Tabata still at second. Ludwig will end up dribbling a ball right in front of the plate. Fifth inning, after 2 were out, there were 2 hits, and McCutchen would pop out. Cameron Lowe, 6'8", 240 pounds.
Oh, we got the hot dog scoreboard. Looks like there's been a lot of scoring since we last left it. On the all-you-can-eat seats. We took a look at that early on. There was I think 4 hot dogs, 2 hamburgers, and a nacho was leading the pack right about the second inning. I want to see that scoreboard in about the 5th inning of the second game.
Who was it that had not gone to the concession stand at all?
Was it like a Barton or Barron?
Yeah. Barron, I believe.
Barron. Saving it for later. I think that
might be the smart
it's
move.
an 18. Barron, yes, Barron.
Wow, has he made up some ground?
Has he moved out?
The hot dogs in that counter.
7 hot dogs, 1 burger, and 3 nachos.
Wow.
What's all the way over to the right? We've got some scoring going on over there now also.
That's the ice cream.
Ice cream. Nice, Tom. Tom throwing a couple of ice creams.
They come up with a total score. I guess you don't get extra points for burgers. Everything's equal.
It doesn't look like they're keeping track of salads to me.
No. If his buddy said, yeah, they got you on.
My guess is there is no salad being consumed. Too bad that John's not out there to show him exactly how you're supposed to eat. He would wipe that board totally away.
Here we go. Here's an update. A tally board update. The hot dogs in that counter.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Now 13-13.
Wow.
A lot of baseball yet to be played tonight.
Yep.
A lot of baseball to be played.
And he's keeping score.
Oh, there they are.
Okay, so he's keeping the score. That's good. You got an official judge, an impartial judge. Excellent.
On second thought, I don't want to go back there in the 5th inning of game 2. This might not be pretty. Oh.
Okay, he's telling us that's Barron.
Barron's in the middle, and I think Don's on the far right.
Okay. How about how we're communicating? We're talking here.
Yeah.
Buddy at home is saying, okay, points so that they can. That's unbelievable. Steve Pearce now count of 2-1. Cameron Lowe inherits the count, so the batter is his responsibility now. And it's 2-2 on Pearce.
He's got a dip in it, too.
Check swing. First base umpires Chris Conroy, Chad Fairchild calling the balls and strikes.
Breaking ball that just off the plate a little ways.
And a pop up. Two outs. Here's lined out his first time up. Last 2 fly balls to center. 2 outs, nothing happening here. Ronnie Cedeno. Pop to second, fly to left.
Oh, looks like he could just reach in and hand it off. Doesn't need to throw it. He is big.
Back to work.
Yep.
Finishing off the first one.
Oh my.
Jeez. That's line to the gap in left center field for Cedeno. He'll have himself a double.
Crossed up their defense. They had him played in the outfield to hit the ball the other way. Holds it in the left center. That was the gap that they were giving him, and he took it. Nobody out there.
Well, now Garrett Jones is going to pinch hit for Brandon Wood. Sixth inning, and Van Hurdle decides to go to the big left-handed bat that he has available, batting for Brandon Wood.
He had him out of this game one with that lefty starting, Narveson. Good spot to use him. See if he can tie one up here, tie the game up in one swing. Walker also with a bat.
They have the shortstop Betancourt laying behind the bag. It's Garrett Jones. Been one of the hotter players in the National League this month of August. Ball and a strike. Jones hitting .310 this month. 5 homers, 11 RBIs, leads the National League with 13 extra base hits in August. Two and one on Jones. Thirteen of his last 21 hits have gone for extra bases. Tony Watson loosens in the Pirates' pen. Jones homered in the 6th inning yesterday that gave the Pirates a 4-3 lead against the Reds. His 15th of the season. Bucks have hit 8 home runs on this homestand. Now the count is 2-2. Came to the plate with the Bucks down a run. Tabata had tripled off the wall, and Jones went down and he golfed that pitch from Mike Leake over the right field wall for his 15th homer. This one on the line, but going to go right into Niger Morgan's glove for the final out. The Bucks 0 for 8 with men in scoring position through 6. They're down 2-0. Keep them going, boys. Band Jam coming up, featuring Steve Miller Band live in concert following the Pirates-Reds game on Saturday night, September the 24th. They'll be playing all their biggest hits, including The Joker, Take the Money and Run, many, many more. For tickets to Fan Jam featuring Steve Miller Band, go to pirates.com. Saturday night, September 24th against the Reds. Steve Pearce moves from first to third. Garrett Jones stays in the game to play first. Strike one on Craig Counsell. Jonathan Lucroy comes out on deck to bat for Cameron Lowe. Counsell was walked intentionally in the fourth inning. Pirates electing to face the pitcher Narveson with 2 outs. He foiled that strategy with a 2-run single. That's been the difference in the ball game.
Carson does a good job with that little sinker that he can throw off the plate inside to a lefty and then bring it back over the corner. He did it there. He had a fielder struck out earlier on a pitch like that, just brings it back. That is the pitch I'd like to see Morton really master. It's tougher for Charlie, because Charlie's movement is a little more harder, violent, which is tougher to control, frankly. But still, that would be a great pitch for Charlie.
Wax Counsell on the 3-2.
Just snap hooked that fastball way inside. That's amazing that he missed his spot by that far. Carson's a 3-2. He's trying to throw a strike, leadoff hitter, and missed by that much.
Jonathan Lucroy, the other catcher, bats. And bunts foul. Now he's going to talk to Ed Cedar, the third base coach.
Maybe he messed something there.
Kind of have to figure that, don't you?
Yeah. They were going to bunt. They'd probably send up one of their starting pitchers.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little odd when he did that to begin with.
I'm just trying to see more and more managers.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess he didn't miss a sign, but
No.
more and more managers are not afraid now to go to their backup catcher.
To sacrifice bunt?
No, I'm just saying to use them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should say, yeah. Well, but I think to use to sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, agreed.
Makes this even more
right.
unusual.
One ball, 2 strikes on Lucroy. Lucroy with 4 sacrifice bunts this season. That'll be out of play. Stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Correa has been placed on the disabled list with a strained left oblique. Pirates have recalled Chris LaRue. He had been on the disabled list himself with a calf strain since the end of July. The count 2-2 on Lucroy. Batting for Cameron Lowe. Counsell hit by a pitch.
The old guy might have the green light. 2-2 count. Nope. Not running.
Still 2-2 on Lucroy. Lucroy missed the start of the season, fractured his right pinky finger.
Kenry thought I should have caught that one. That would have been a tough one to grab.
Nine homers, 50 RBIs on the year for Lucroy, and a fly ball to center, sending McCutchen back a few steps. One out. Comes up Niger Morgan. Counsell still at first. Pirates trail 2-0. And back to our hot dogs and that counter. We are told that they are staying through the second game. So who will eat more by the end of game 2 in the all-you-can-eat seats? 1 for Tom, 2 for Barron, 3 for Don.
And I guess we're going left to right here. Tom, Barron, Don. I think that's the way they're set up there. I'm kind of liking.
I like Barron's strategy. I think he, having not eaten at all for the first 4 innings,
but see,
going with the late hits.
Did you notice Tom? Now he's mixing in some popcorn now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that everything is equal. I mean, there's, you know, you don't get more for.
Barron.
Oh, Barron's on the right-hand side.
Barron.
Tom.
And
Don.
Barron.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. Bring me a hot dog.
Okay, I'm going.
Hey, quit.
Tom in the middle, in the white T-shirt. That's what I'm going with.
I'm sticking with Barron.
Far right.
Yeah. I think we got that straight. 1 for Tom, 2 for Barron.
Barron
3
at that
for
voice.
Don.
Yeah, there we go. Barron.
412-412. Standard text rates may apply. Who will eat more by the end of the second game? Barron's going to a dog. Well, they all are.
No, you haven't won. It's ongoing. Somebody said you just won. No, it hasn't. It keeps going. Tony Plush.
Quite a following now in Milwaukee.
What those Tony Plush T-shirts they are selling at the ballpark?
Can't keep them in stock.
I saw those things everywhere.
Niger Morgan, who was drafted by the Bucks, 33rd rounder in 2002. He's down again. He's 0 for 4 and has struck out twice. 5 Ks for Karstens.
Swings right over the top of this breaking ball. Karstens looking good. He keeps mowing them down. If it wasn't for that Narveson base hit, matching zeros. Of course, Narveson gone now with the. I'm thinking it was a nail problem the way they were looking at it. there was a little discoloration on the finger, like maybe they had been putting something on it, or it could have been just a little pine tar that accidentally got on there when he was hitting.
Fly ball to right.
Got a man there.
And that's probably it for Karstens. 7 solid innings for Jeff Karstens. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we'll keep it right here for the 7th inning stretch, game 1 of this 20.
Definitely thought the same thing we just did, that maybe something was bothering him.
Jonathan Lucroy stays in the game to catch, and Kaishi Saito is on the mound. Clint Hurdle also came over along with Ray Searage and Mike Sandoval.
I'm sure concerned. He's lost 2 starters in the last couple of days. Kevin Correa placed on the DL a couple hours ago. Searage. Be a nice name for a pirate ship. The Sea Rage. Huh?
Strikeout of McHenry. Xavier Paul will pinch hit. There's the roster move that was made earlier today. Correa on the DL with a strained left oblique. Chris LaRue reinstated from the disabled list. So Correa joins Mahalam on the DL. And we'll hope that the whatever was bothering Karstens isn't anything too serious. Xavier Paul bats for him. And pops up the pitch to shallow left. Braun. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. A strikeout and a fly ball to left fielder Ryan Braun, and it brings up Jose Tabata. 2 out of 3.
You think about what's going through Tabata's mind right now, Greg. He's got to be the most relaxed person ever right now. He knows that he has some financial security. He knows where he is going to be for a long, long time. He knows going to be out in right field where his boyhood hero played. Same city.
And a liner to right.
Well, he is just
locked in.
Yeah, everything. Line drive after line drive. They tried to come up and in, didn't get it in far enough, and got the barrel of the bat to it. And that brings the tying run to the plate. What we got? It's going to be Neil Walker.
Tabata on base 3 times in this ball game. Walker bats for Harrison. Well, of course, hit from the left side. Walker 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday, a double in the bottom of the 9th inning with the Pirates down a run to the Reds and Francisco Cordero that followed, caught stealing by Josh Harrison.
Well, this has become kind of automatic nowadays in baseball. You get that pinch hitter later in the ball game that almost always see a visit to the mound, make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as scouting reports, especially if it's a reliever out there. But even with a starting pitcher, let's go out and talk things over. And they want to pitch Walker.
Walker 0 for 2 with a walk against Saito in previous matchups. And Narveson did leave the game with an issue involving the nail on his left middle finger. After giving the Brewers 5 1/3 innings of 5-hit shutout ball, Cameron Lowe gave up a Cedeno double after he got Pierce to fly out. And then Garrett Jones, as a pinch hitter, lined out. Here Saito gets the first 2 men in the 7th, gives up the Tabata single. 0-1 on Walker. Nothing in 2. Two on Walker. Down a pair. 2 outs. In the dirt. The block by Lucroy.
Well, this is one of those balls that, if it's a 1-0 ball game and you're anticipating, right now you're gone. And you're going to probably make it, but Well, you are going to make it because of how far it went. But when you're down by 2 runs, you got to be very conservative. You don't want to make that out on the bases. Nothing that Jose could do. He had to stay put. Something the Pirates really worked on in spring training, also moving up on those balls in the dirt. Practiced it a lot down in Bradenton.
Two and two on the pinch hitter Walker. He'll stay in the game to play second. One hopper to Counsell, had him played perfectly and on to first. 7 shutout innings for Narvis and Lowe and Saito. 2-0 Brewers.
Time to play Bucko with Mary Beth.
He hadn't had any marks on the board. That's because he was late to the game, but he's definitely made up ground. Now, this is a group from South Park. They're all going off to college soon. This is their last hurrah. I asked them when they came into the game who they thought would eat the most. That would be Tom. Now, Barron is making a run, though, and Don, he's the underdog, but he just finished off a hot dog, so we'll keep it going here as they continue to eat, and we'll see how that text poll continues. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Lacey. How about that?
I'm going to stay with Tom. I'm staying with Tom. Yeah. He's in the middle. He's been consistent. He's plugging away.
Although, you know, the quietest of all is Don. Don's just sitting back there. He's just.
Yeah. He had that space here. He went with the popcorn. It was a space.
He's all business.
I like that. Yeah.
Neil Walker stays at the game to play second, and Tony Watson on the mound facing Ryan Braun here in the 8th. Watson coming off his first big league victory on Saturday night, pitching a scoreless 7th inning against the Reds. Recently returned to the Pirates. And a 1-ball 2-strike count on Braun.
The only time I can really think where he hasn't pitched well was a couple of times when he's been wild. When he has thrown strikes, he's done a fine job.
Right at short. 1 out. Braun 0 for 4. That victory on Saturday, again his first in the major leagues, coming on in the 7th inning with a run in and a man at second base. He was able to get Yadish to pop a bunt up in the air, then get a ground out from Ryan Hannigan after an intentional walk. Pinch hitter Edgar Renteria flied out. The Pirates would score twice in the bottom of the 7th inning and win the game 5-3 as Watson kept that game tied at 3. Two 2-0 on Fielder. He is 0 for 3. Of all the games that the Pirates have played the Brewers since Braun and Fielder have been together, I can't imagine there have been more than just a couple of games. We still have a ways to go yet where they have combined for hitless baseball.
You remember, Greg, when the Brewers first came to the National League, they couldn't beat the Pirates. Remember that?
There was one season in particular that Pirates owned the Brewers.
And I think that changed in '97, where all of a sudden they started to dominate us. That was about the time that you had the Braun Fielder combo come on.
I know in 2002 the Pirates were 15-4 against Milwaukee. That was the year the Brewers felt like they could do nothing against Pittsburgh. But yeah, you're right.
I think putting all the blame on those two guys.
I think you're right. I think when they had joined the big leagues, they became a tandem. Strike 3.
Twice he's been shut down looking on fastballs today. The first one was on the outside corner, or excuse me, one on the inside corner. This one on the outside. And he nods yes. They got me.
Corey Hart now will bat for Kotsay. He'll remain in the game to play right field. Ground ball off the glove of diving third baseman Steve Pearce.
Good hustle out there by Cedeno. Quickly stopping and getting to the ball. Make sure Hart didn't have any thoughts of 2 outs trying to get into scoring position. Watch that play again. And it went off the thumb of the glove. And maybe hurt looking at his thumb on his throwing hand as he was getting up. And jam that into the ground. Watch his throwing hand. And right now, see him looking. Still looking at it. Keep an eye on Hart.
Line to left. Ludwig is over, and that's past him. And Corey Hart will score as the ball just settled right there off the padded wall.
Got hung up underneath that padding.
And an RBI double for Betancourt. It's 3-0 Milwaukee.
Ball got down underneath at the bottom edge of the padding and just sat there. Right there. Did not bounce off. Look, it looks like the padding on the State Farm side was hanging down just a little bit lower, like about a ½ inch, and that's what that hit. Right there on that very corner. It hit that corner, and that's what stopped the ball. I'm not sure that they would have been able to stop Hart from scoring anyway, but once they hit that corner and just sat there, then that was game over. Hart was going to score.
Casey McGee bats for Saito and has walked intentionally. Brewers scored twice in the 4th and now pick up one here in the 8th.
They're still looking at that hand. Trying to make a fist.
It's the last thing Pierce needs. The opportunities that he has had in the big leagues. Seems like,
he's looking at his index
up on
finger.
him.
As it's your pointer, isn't it, that your index? Where was that this year where somebody was on the DL because they hurt their longer finger? Was that Atlanta? It said that in the notes?
I believe it was.
A strained longer finger. Medical term, I suppose.
Longer instead of the middle.
Oh, yeah. It's longer than the other ones. So actually, when you think about it, it's a perfect description.
Two strikes on Counsell.
You described your little finger by size, but your longer finger. How'd the thumb get its name? Where'd that come from, that word, thumb? Get up.
And a base hit.
That Cedeno might be able to reach it.
One of those 0-2 pitches, and I don't know whether that's we're noticing it more and more, but boy, does it seem like opponents get more 2-strike hits down in the count.
But you look where the other ones were, out on the very edge. I guess you look at the strike zone there. That's not right down the middle, but certainly on an 0-2 pitch when you're down by 2 runs and there's somebody in scoring position, it's late in the game, you don't even want it anywhere near the strike zone. You want to miss the strike zone somewhere by 6 inches. And if you're throwing a fastball, preferably inside.
Nothing now in favor of the Brewers. And this ball hit into the gap in right center field. And this is going to score 2 more to give the Brewers a 6-0 lead. Jonathan Lucroy doubles home a pair. McGee and Counsell score.
Ball down at the knees. Went down and got it.
Into the right center gap.
Be a steep hill to climb now. He waded right through the 2 big boys. 2 outs, nobody on. Maybe he kind of relaxed a little bit after he got through Braun and Fielder.
Book your group outing of any size at PNC Park. Ask about how each member of your group can take home a Pirates cap or Roberto Clemente replica jersey. Plus, you get a great discount. To reserve your group tickets, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit pirates.com/groups. Your group can even qualify for the chance to throw out the first pitch, sing the national anthem, or be recognized right down on the field at PNC Park. Nigel Morgan takes a strike. That series a couple of weeks ago in Milwaukee, Friday night the 12th, the Pirates were trailing 4-2 going into the bottom of the bottom of the 8th inning, and Milwaukee scored 3 to win it 7-2. The next 2 were 1-run losses. Here, a tight game now has allowed the Brewers with their 4 spot to lead at 6-0. Nissan the road ahead. Upcoming schedule. Next it is game 2. Tomorrow 6:30 p.m. start on Root Sports. 7:05 first pitch. And then Wednesday afternoon the homestand concludes against the Brewers. Bucks will be on the road in St. Louis starting on Thursday night. A 4-game series against the Cardinals. Tim Dillard takes over for Milwaukee, now leading 6-0. Andrew McCutchen leads off. Corey Hart stays in the game to play right.
Big slow sidearm bender. Roundhouse.
One ball, 2 strikes on McCutchen, who's had some opportunities with men on base his first 3 at bats. Not able to cash in. With that runner at third base, 1 out in the first inning. And hitting the ball to short with the infield in. With Tabata at second in the 3rd inning and 1 out, he popped up. And then with runners at first and second in the 5th inning, he flied out to center to end that threat. Pirates 0 for 8 with men in scoring position in game 1. McCutchen, Ludwig, and Pierce. Brewers certainly doing something right against both McCutchen and Walker this season.
There's a certain point where you really have to think about each one of your at bats. What's the common denominator? They seem to all be doing the same thing. Well, what is it? And then try to make that adjustment.
He entered this season a .298 career hitter against the Brewers. He has just 5 hits and 35 at bats this season versus Milwaukee pitching. Three and 2. Needing base runners. Strike 3 call.
McCutchen knew it. Didn't even wait for the call. He spun around. Fastball on the outside corner. He was taking that step backwards before the call.
Ludwig 0 for 2 tonight with men in scoring position. Coming to the plate with 2 outs in the 1st and 3rd innings with men in scoring position. And Narveson retired him both times. Narveson went 5 1/3, 5 hits. Left with an issue involving the nail of his left middle finger, but in line to get his 9th win.
would be his longer finger, Greg.
His longer. Bernard Longer. Beimel up in the bullpen, getting ready for the 9th inning. We were talking about the Pirates giving up hits on 0-2 counts this year, and specifically Tony Watson, who gave up the base hit to Counsell. There's a drive hit deep. Forget it. Ryan Ludwig, his first Pirate home run, is a monster blast. It's the Bucks on the board. It's his 12th of the season, his first with the Pirates. Toward the second deck in left field.
Yeah, there was no doubt this ball was getting out. Hit it very high. Had it up at least the first row of the second deck, maybe even the second row. And that ball came back in, and he just pounded it. That's going to land. You can see the guy that's going to catch it right there with that shot up there in the second deck. That was crazy. That ball run right into the head of the bat.
Home run number 1 with the Pirates and 12th for the season for Ludwig. He now has 71 runs batted in. Ludwig hit 37 homers in 2008 with the Cardinals, driving in 113 runs.
He'll come down right in the very front corner. Nice grab.
Two count on Pierce.
Holding that finger up. See that?
Yeah.
Must be something going on there.
Wow. Chris Conroy says Pierce swung at that. From his angle, obviously that's what he thought. From up here, it didn't look like that. AGH cam.
Watch the head of the bat. How far out does it go? Out there further than I thought when I saw it live. See how the head of the bat got way out in front of the plate? He snapped it back as quickly as he could. You know, when they changed pitchers earlier, he came in and picked up the baseball and was on the mound and was holding it, trying to see if he could grip the baseball.
Hurdle's trying to make a change here. He's looking to see who he can go to. See what he's got available for. He's got Diaz. Have to be creative here, Bob. This is going to be interesting. Somebody's going to play third base for the first time this season. It could be Walker. Well, he certainly has hesitated even thinking of doing that. Will make for an interesting top of the 9th inning. As I said, Walker need to play third base. He has hesitated to do it. Neil Walker can go back and play some third. Home run by Ludwig. It's the Pirates on the board, but Dillard strikes out the side. On to the 9th. 6-1 Milwaukee. Some great shots from the HEH camp tonight. Game 1 of the doubleheader. It is 6-1 Milwaukee. And no, he's not going to have Neil Walker play third base. Instead, Michael McHenry will get his first opportunity to play third base, we believe, as a professional. Spent some time in the minor leagues with the Colorado Rockies. So LaForte plays third.
You know, one thing he does do a lot of, Greg, is he goes out during infield. He'll take ground balls in the infield. Usually I see him out at second base, and he's taking them with his catcher's glove on. But still, I mean, he goes out there and he'll take some ground balls during infield practice quite often. So see how it works out. You never know. You have to make an emergency decision occasionally. Things go wrong, and that's what we're having to do here. Beimel being here for the top of the ninth.
He must have been telling Walker. You can see Walker smiling. He must have said, you know, this is where it stands. I'm not going to move you to second, but
I mean, you're not going to put McHenry to second base.
No, I'm not going to move you to third because this is what I got to do. He's showing Walker what he had to do because he had no one else to play second. We said it would make for an interesting ninth inning. Michael McHenry at third for the first time in the big leagues. Jerry Hairston Jr. against Beimel. Tony Watson gives up 4 runs after 2 were out in the 8th inning. Just to finish up that note about Watson giving up hits on 0-2 counts. Opponents are 7 for 14 against Tony Watson this year on 0-2 pitches. Ball 4. Beimel walks Hairston. A couple of weeks ago, back on August the 12th, Joe Beimel gave up home runs to Braun and Fielder back to back, part of that 7-2 ball game we're talking about on a Friday night in Milwaukee. The only 2 batters Beimel would face. Braun and Fielder hitting home runs tonight. Braun and Fielder so far are hitless, and we were wondering how many times against the Pirates over the years that has happened. 6 times. August 30th, 2009, the last time Braun and Fielder have combined to go hitless against Pittsburgh. Thanks to Jason Steele for that info on these 2 sluggers, Braun and Fielder. Obviously difficult to keep them both down. And even with the fact that he's coming into this inning, they're combined to go 0 for 8. The Brewers still lead 6-1 with 10 hits.
You know, one thing that makes them such a great 1-2 punch is they hit from different sides of the plate. You can't. It's hard to shut them both down with one pitcher. You know, if you got a good lefty, Braun maybe can take care of him, and then vice versa. So it makes it even more difficult.
Braun, a first-round pick in 2005, the 5th choice overall that season. Fielder was drafted in the first round of 2002.
Braun come up in 07.
A fly ball hit deep to right field, and you cannot keep them down. An opposite field home run for Ryan Braun, his 25th. 8-1.
They showed that flashback earlier, his home run off Beimel up in Milwaukee. Same thing, he went the other way. Went long ball to right field. He does it again here. Ball center cut.
Popped up to left. Shallow and Cedeno.
That home run again. It was pretty much middle of the plate. I'm surprised he took that ball to right field because it was right in the middle. It wasn't like he was working him outside. But, whatever the reason, it was effective.
Braun with a .584 slugging percentage to start the day. Atop the National League.
Talk about having a guy sewed up for a long time. Last year they extended Braun's contract to about 2020 or something like that. And he is going to be basically a Brewer for life. If something happens where they try and trade him, and he's probably got all kinds of no trade clauses.
Signed through 2015. Ball hit to second. Corey Hart is out number 2.
When did you say he signed through?
He signed through 2015. I think he signed that contract 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It's only 15?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was way longer than that. I thought he had like a long contract and then signed like a 5-year extension on top of that.
Well, let's put it this way. They don't have to worry about him for a few more years. They do have to worry about Prince Fielder. There's almost an assumption around the Brewers that there's no way they're going to be able to keep him beyond this year. Ball picked at second by Walker on to first. A walk and a home run. Go to the bottom of the ninth. 8-1.
Hey, well, I don't get any red lights.
There. Barron's there. Where's our scoreboard? Oh, it's he's not.
I got a feeling I know where Tom is.
Okay.
Oh, he's in line. He's getting more food. That's where he's at, don't you think?
Well, they look like they're shutting it down for the time being.
They're taking a breather.
It looks like they need it.
Yep.
We'll check in again in game 2. The boys in the all-you-can-eat seats.
Oh, I wonder if someone just took a picture of their television and sent it to them.
I'll bet you. Jones pinch hit, lined out to center field in the 6th. Stayed in the game to play first. Brandon Wood started the game at third base. Michael McHenry playing third for the first time in his career. 6th player to play third base for the Pirates.
I was wondering why they're trying to go to right. They know they can't hit one.
Can't pass the fort, right?
Can't go by the fort, so they're going the other way.
Well, if Pierce is not well enough to even play third for half an inning, that's, again, not good news. This is incredible how many guys have been injured for the Pirates this season. Very, very frustrating year for Steve Pierce. Josh Harrison has been used at both second and third. Pierce having a finger issue. Looked like he tried to obviously bat with it in the 8th inning, ended up striking out, and then went back to the dugout and showed Hurdle a finger. Hurdle right away went to work on that lineup card. 1 and 2 on Jones.
Clint probably asked him after the at bat, why is your finger stuck up in the air when you're hitting?
Mm-hmm. One ball, 2 strikes the count. A close game until a 4 spot in the 8th and then 2 in the 9th. A 2-run homer by Braun. He is 25th. Bob, the media guy, by the way, saying that he signed through 2015, but he signed a contract in April through 2020, as you supposed. $105 million 5-year deal.
Good would that be a supposition on my part?
No, I think it was more of a supposition. I think you were pretty clear on it. Don't you? Four-3 on the putout. 1 away in the 9th. McDonald's High School football back for another exciting season on Root Sports. The action kicks off Friday, September 2nd, live at 7. Visit rootsports.com for more details. McDonald's High School football here on Root Sports.
That was kind of a new for me. Normally you're looking stuff up on the internet to prove I'm wrong. You look something up to prove I was right. Thanks.
No.
I appreciate that.
Well, one day we're going to have a camera. Oh, wait, we do have a camera on us focused here all the time. I was going to say we're going to need to show you the scrambling that Tim and I do every time Bob, John, or Steve says, isn't it? Doesn't he? He signed a contract through, didn't he? Wasn't he? Looking at us like, come on, get to work.
I said 2020.
On the media guides.
Obviously I knew.
What's in front of you, Bob? Let's take a look. See if you got your eyeglasses. No pen, no nothing.
Yeah, there's a pen here.
The life of an analyst. Someday we want to be just like you guys. 6'3" on the putout there.
What do you think this is?
Oh, you do have a pen. What's the pen for, though?
Well, I had a bunch of papers here earlier.
Uh-huh. And now?
I put them away early.
Oh.
We have to move next door here. So I'm trying to be prepared.
Okay. Pirates postgame comes up next.
I'm trying to make it nice for Steve. Steve's going to be coming over.
Steve likes it nice and tidy.
Yeah.
dome at bats for the first time. Karstens will fall to 9-7. Gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. The Pirates couldn't do anything offensively, and then the late action for the Brewers. Just seem to be on an unstoppable roll right now. Coming in winners of 22 of their last 25. This is going to do it. The Pirates are going to go very quietly in the 9th. And the Brewers are 9-0 against Pittsburgh this season. Winning game 1, 8-1. Pirates will head back into the clubhouse, we'll regroup, and in a few moments we'll have game 2. Trying to earn a split of the doubleheader. Post game coming up here on Root Sports. And of course, we'll have the second game of this twin bill with Brad Lincoln making the start against Zach Greinke. 8-1 Brewers win game 1. Pirates post game is next.